Hey guys, welcome to Cold Film Review, the podcast where we discuss the films you love but no one else gets and see if they still hold up. Tonight, the dead have risen, and we're flying the saucer back to space in hopes to save mankind. Hailed as the worst film ever made, Ed Wood's Plan 9 from Outer Space is sure to leave you wondering, how in the hell did this film happen? And how does vampires stay so still? So let's just start the show. You dumb, stupid Earth idiots.
Your Hollywood system stole our sex and co-opted our violence, so there's nothing left for our kinds of movies.
I did not hit her. It's not true.
Klopex? Klopex. Klopex.
Up yours, baby.
Me and Bubba, my little brother, listen to you every night.
Where in the hell are we?
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
All right, guys, so tonight we're talking about Plan 9 from Outer Space. It's directed by Ed Wood. He's directed movies like Jailbait, Night of the Ghouls, Sinister Urge, and Glen or Glenda. I don't think he directed that. I think he wrote that one. This movie came out in 1959 and had a budget of $60,000. It was filmed in California. And on Rotten Tomatoes, it has a 66%. As always, though, I am joined by the very talented Kyle Smith.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, Kyle, how you doing?
I'm doing very well. Thank you for asking.
Did you like that intro I gave you? It said very talented.
I did. Anytime you can make me feel amazing, I'm happy with. So thank you for that.
No problem. He is the wind beneath my wings.
Oh, you're still talking good stuff about me?
No, I'm moving on.
Oh, okay.
He is the wind beneath my wings. He is also a big part of this show because he talks on it. Chris Willenbrecht, how you doing?
Hey, what's up? Big part. I really fill space.
Like a whole quarter.
Yeah.
A whole quarter of it.
Sometimes you talk a lot, right?
Hey, you're either a full quarter or you're kind of not a quarter yet. You know?
You're not a quarter. You're like a dime piece.
Thanks, I appreciate it. But I'm good. Thanks. Did you ask me that?
I don't know. I don't even remember. I'm sitting over here like, how the fuck am I going to introduce Mike? So, Michael Salustio!
God damn it. Everybody got this beautiful intro. The wind beneath my wings and Mike.
No, did you hear the way you said your last name? That was beautiful.
I guess so.
Salustio!
I feel like I'm in a boxing ring ready to fight.
I don't know. I'm like in fucking radio announcer mode for some reason, I feel like right now.
I like it, though. I
No,
like
it's
it.
good. It's fun.
You bring in the energy.
Yeah. No. All the time.
Silence.
met with no enthusiasm at all.
That's what I'm doing tonight.
I guess. Yeah, that's right.
No. So this is what I want you guys to do to just so you know. Make sure that you subscribe to our show. It downloads automatically to your phone or whatever podcast listening device is, and you get it automatically every Thursday. You don't have to worry about it. It's that easy. So just make sure you subscribe on whatever you're listening to. This is my pick. I picked this movie.
Why did you pick this movie?
So the reason it's fun when it's all
the
in
enthusiasm.
tandem.
We all are hanging on every word.
Yeah.
We're ready.
No, the reason that I picked this movie is basically when it came out. I figured we haven't done a movie from the 50s. So I wanted to pick a movie from the 50s, and I thought this is probably the most popular cult film from the 50s.
It was almost not 50s.
Yeah, it was almost not 50s. It was 59. But I think it was made in like 57 or 58, shot then. But it didn't get a release until like 59.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I wanted to do a movie from the 50s because I feel like this is an era we just haven't touched yet.
Uh-huh.
So I chose Ed Wood's Plan 9 from Outer Space. And if you don't know what it's about aliens resurrecting dead humans as zombies and vampires to stop humanity from creating Solar Night, which is a bomb.
Yeah, right? It is a bomb, right?
It's a bomb.
It's like it basically turns sun particles into gasoline.
It's not a bomb. It's a tool to make a bomb. Just like how splitting in atoms are a tool to make an atomic bomb, Solar Night is yet another ingredient in making a very terrifying bomb for the universe.
From what I got from it when he explained it, I don't know, maybe we have it in the quotes. Maybe someone can scroll down. Anyone can scroll down while I'm making this point. Thank you.
It's okay. We'll just riff on it.
But I think he says, like the gasoline line, which is basically it lights the sunbeams on fire, which would explode the whole universe, basically, which I thought was a stupid weapon. Who's going to destroy? Like, who would you use that against? You know what, guys? I'm going to blow up everyone.
The way I took it, he was describing it as human beings figured out how to split an atom.
Yeah.
And they used it to create this big, horrible bomb that kills millions of people because we're stupid and we don't know how to actually utilize it properly. And well, I think what he was trying to say was, if you discover Solar Night, because it exists all around us right now, you won't know how to control it, and you'll test it, which will destroy the universe. That's how I took that conversation.
Gotcha. Man, you got that way better than I did.
I kind of took away from it as something a little different. I thought that. No, sorry. I agree with you.
That's great. Wow, man. That was awesome.
Bam.
That was the first time I don't think I've ever seen that happen before.
No, the thing was Kyle had a lot to say, so I was really processing it. You know what I'm saying? And I agree.
Is anyone not?
Thank you, Chris.
Has anyone not seen this movie before? Let me ask that too.
No. I mean, I've seen it. Yeah,
you've seen it before.
I've seen it a few
Mike's
times.
seen it before.
Yeah.
Nope, I haven't.
Chris hasn't seen it.
No, not all the way.
Not all the way. What is that?
I feel like I
got to second base.
I feel
with
like
this
I've
movie.
seen. For some reason, I feel like I've seen all of the parts that involve like the graveyard scenes, but like anything to do with the aliens, I don't remember at all. Like I feel like I've never actually seen that before.
Okay.
Do you think that's because it was in Ed Wood, the Tim Burton version? Because they showed a lot of those scenes in that version.
That's
I
funny.
don't know.
That's an interesting one. I wonder how many people think they've seen this film, but they really only saw Ed Wood.
Right, exactly.
That's probably a real possibility.
I guess I'll have to be the first asshole that believes that.
So I had never seen this movie before either. This is my first time watching it.
Mm-hmm.
And did anyone go in like I was expecting a bad movie, but I don't know. Is this? I mean, I don't know. Like, this is pretty bad.
Yes.
It's pretty bad.
Yes, I did. I mean, I think anybody that knows like anything about this film anybody who would go into this film should know something about it ahead of time, right? And I think it's that it's just a terrible, awful film is mostly what it gets.
Pretty much. I mean, it's bad writing. There's some bad technical things, which we'll talk about later on. Might not have been his fault actually, but yeah, I mean, it's like everything they teach you not to do in film, he kind of does. Like continuity is all over the fucking place.
Oh my God, is it?
We don't know what's going on. The lines are so like there's so much gravity to them. Like he's really trying to make it bigger than it already is.
Yeah,
he over-explains everything.
Everything.
Like it's everything you don't want to do when you're writing, when you're shooting.
Yeah.
But then again, I've seen worse. I feel like I've seen worse films.
Yeah, no, that
Right?
I think that's true. Yeah, no, that's true. I can agree with that.
Yeah.
I can definitely agree with that statement. I have seen worse films than this.
I think I don't feel like this is. I did go into it expecting a bad film, but I don't feel like it is a bad film. I feel like it's so bad you just can't really hate it because I mean it's just so fucking bad. It's like watching Troll 2. Like, I mean, yeah, if you were to look at that on paper, it's a terrible film. But when you watch it, the acting's bad, the dialogue is shitty, the effects are terrible, but it's funny to watch. And I feel like this movie has definitely hit that realm. Like, there's definitely movies that are just like fucking like you're just groaning the whole time you watch it. Like, God damn it! And this one was like, there were parts that were putting me to sleep. And don't get me wrong, there's a lot of like slow parts in it, but I don't feel like I was at a point where I was like, dude, this movie just is a piece of shit, because I don't think it's a piece of shit. I mean, it is, but in a very endearing way.
Yeah.
I would say I'd give it an A for effort, because there was
Fuck yeah, give it an A for an effort.
There's a lot of ambition, I think, behind it with very little resources.
Well, that's one thing I want to talk about too. Is like Ed Wood. This is an epic. You feel like this is meant to be an epic, and then like Ed Wood does it on $60,000. He kind of has this reputation of coming to the screen with a big idea and just not having a way of executing it properly.
But doing it anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's kind of an endearing thing, quality in itself. Like, I mean, I don't know. I go back and forth on what I just said there, but I mean, the fact that he's trying is at least somewhat inspiring, is it not?
You can't say he didn't put any thought into what he was doing here, because I feel like he's all over. I feel like even though we might not like his writing style, like he's taking it the extra step. I mean, it might seem over the top, but he's putting real thought into it.
What I think is the thing that makes this film a knockout of the park is that it kind of reminds me of like, you ever see when like kids get a hold of their dad's camera and they decide they're going to shoot a movie? It has that feel to it. Like, and then Dracula shows up, and then, oh my God, there's a dinosaur, it's Godzilla. Like, that's what it kind of feels like a grown man trying to do it, though.
No, essentially that's what it is. Like, I didn't know, like, I feel like everybody has a friend that, like, loves movies and wants to make movies, right? And they might not have the actual talent to do it, but they somehow do it anyways because they have such a drive and want for it. You know what I mean? And like Ed Wood actually just slipped through the cracks and made it in Hollywood.
With American Movie, we talked about this very same idea. This idea of that whether or not passion alone can drive you to make a great film or not, and it can't, but you can see the passion in it.
Oh yeah, definitely. You see that like this was his. Yeah. He put a lot of work into this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did what he had to do to get it done, and that included using a lot of stock footage.
Yeah,
sure did.
Let's take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll talk more about Plan 9 from Outer Space.
Greetings, my friend. We are all interested in the future, for that is where you and I are going to spend the rest of our lives. And remember, my friend, future events such as these will affect you in the future. You are interested in the unknown, the mysterious, the unexplainable. That is why you are here. And now, for the first time, we are bringing to you the full story of what happened on that fateful day. We are giving you all the evidence based only on the secret testimony of the miserable souls who survived this terrifying ordeal. The incidents, the places. My friend, we cannot keep this a secret any longer. Let us punish the guilty. Let us reward the innocent. My friend, can your heart stand the shocking facts about grave robbers from outer space?
All right, guys, so we're back. We're talking about Plan 9 from Outer Space. It is an Ed Wood movie. It's written, directed, and produced by him. So what I want to talk about is kind of what it's billed as. It's so bad, it's good. It's the worst movie ever. Do you agree with this, I guess, is the first thing I would say. Do you agree that it's so bad it's good or that it's the worst movie ever? I mean, by today's standards, I don't think it is. I mean,
the things in it, like the horrible dialogue, the way people deliver it, the really bad acting, like all of that stuff, like gives it a lot of heart, I guess. I think that's what people love about this film, right?
I'm guessing. Yeah.
I mean, it's the only way I can see it because this is not the only bad sci-fi film to come out of the 50s, for Christ's sake. Like a shit ton of bad films came out of the 50s, you know?
Yeah.
But this one, for some reason, has this thing that's kept it going, and I think it is that there are aspects of the film that are really, really bad. Like the acting. Tor Johnson's
amazing.
I mean, but his accent is
amazing.
Atrocious, though. Like, you cannot understand what the fuck he's talking about.
No, I got real pissed when
Bela
he talks.
Lugosi, you know, him just kind of like walking around and crying out of
my
nowhere.
God, creeping,
like,
just creeping
just
everywhere.
Creeping
no, he was.
crying.
No, that's the great thing. He wasn't creeping. Every time it was the face covered is the body double.
Right.
Okay. That makes sense because when he put that over his face and was walking into the room after the wife, and then she slowly ran around him, and he slowly turned back around and kept that thing above his face the whole time.
And it turned away from the camera.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is going on here? Why is it taking so long?
Well, that's because, okay, so this is... never mind. What I want to talk about is... Keep on fucking task, please.
Sorry.
You're screwing me up, okay? No, so I want to keep going on, like, is it truly billed as the best worst film ever?
I think nowadays it is. I think when it first came out, it wasn't. I feel like the "It's So Bad It's Good" didn't really, or "It's the Worst Movie Ever." It really didn't gain that title right until like the '80s when it was.
I mean, I guess
it was given that title by critics, and it was brought back to people's attention again.
But this is not the only film that claims to be that. Like Troll 2 also has that slogan, especially after that documentary came out. It's the best worst film ever.
Yeah.
Like, who's trying to take that title? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah,
I know
but this title is the worst film ever made.
The worst film ever made.
That's the title this movie has, yeah.
I can't agree with that, though.
I can't either, because I'm pretty sure Manos, The Hands of Fate is far worse than this piece of shit.
Yeah, there's a lot of that. Yeah.
This is on par with Gods of Egypt.
Gods
a
of
more
Egypt.
modern film.
No, like this is, I feel like they're directed by the same person.
Edward's still alive.
Yeah,
He's
Edward's
still
still
doing
alive.
it. He's still doing it.
I think it's
now
like-
I have the budget.
I think it's fun to say that this is the worst film ever made, but I definitely disagree. I don't think this is the worst film ever made.
Yeah.
And it's cool that it has that title, and I think that's more geared towards the time period that it came from. You know, it's like it's just an older film that has this reputation. But I don't know. I didn't think it was that bad, honestly.
No, you were into it.
Kind of into it.
Okay, so is there a deeper meaning to Plan 9 from Outer Space, or is this just all nonsensical bullshit?
Nonsensical bullshit. I can't honestly believe that Ed Wood had like a secret agenda to get a broader, a bigger message out there. I think he accidentally created maybe like a message about I don't know, the arms, like the arms race or creating weapons and shit. Maybe he accidentally did that, but no, I think he was just writing a script.
So I mean, this comes at the tail end of the 50s, right? And there was a theme that kind of went on in the 50s specifically with sci-fi films about the bomb and like what that meant to humanity, because science was moving really fast, and now you're seeing the true destructive power of it. And there are a lot of films like this that deal with that, like The Day the Sky Exploded is about a guy that flies out into space, and then all of a sudden science has doomed the Earth because they flew too high, like a Icarus or something like that. I feel like I don't think that he's necessarily, this is something he was gripping with necessarily. Ed Wood was thinking about this every night. I think he's just copying other films of that era.
He's just cashing in.
Absolutely.
I think, it was popular topics at the time, so, that worked for him. But I do think Ed Wood actually did have a deeper meaning to a lot of the stuff that he did, because he was a writer. I mean, he wrote like something like 59 pulp novels. Like anybody who's like that much of a writer and wants to create these visions, like has to feel deeply about their project.
Yeah, but he starts from when he's talking about the bomb, like bombs are particular in this movie. He starts with a firecracker and then moves from a hand grenade onto another bomb, to the atom bomb, a larger bomb, and hydrogen bomb. And
sure.
I don't think that's a mistake. I think he is trying to say, and the aliens do have this weird apocalyptic kind of like message, this prophetic, this concept that, look, you're going to discover this thing, and we just can't let you humans deal with this shit because you guys can't control shit. I think that was their whole thing.
Yeah, but how stupid is Plan 9?
It's absurd.
Well, going back to what we were talking about, I feel like it's fun. It's fun to. I think it's fun to hope that there was a deeper meaning. But again, I think he was just trying to make a movie.
Kyle doesn't see it.
Oh,
yeah. I guess I don't.
Kyle doesn't see the deeper meaning. That's okay, Kyle. That's okay. You made me lose where I was at.
Plan 9, best plan there is.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the thing. Okay, so Plan 9, right? How dumb of a plan is this?
What is the plan, Cody?
So basically what it is, like, humans, they're getting these warnings from the aliens to basically stop what they're doing and acknowledge us. For some reason, our government refuses to acknowledge it.
Totally blow it off.
Yeah, they're just like, whatever, aliens.
Yeah, but like they refuse to acknowledge aliens because whatever reason, I don't know. Maybe it's because they dress like medieval times workers. I don't know.
It's hard to take them seriously.
It's hard to take. It is when they're wearing tunics.
And heavy eyeshadow.
Yeah.
I love in the colorized version, really quick, those tunics are purple.
They are purple.
Yeah.
What I was saying was, what the fuck was I saying?
You were saying like they come down to Earth.
You were explaining. You were explaining what Plan 9 was.
Can I explain Plan 9? You guys, before jump me off topic all the time, please. Okay. Thank you.
Plan 9. What is it?
No, it's a stupid plan. It's just a stupid plan. We're gonna raise the dead so you notice us. We're gonna do it with three. We're gonna raise 3 dead.
3 dead.
They get real excited about it, and it makes no sense. It's just like, well, we resurrected 3.
We're gonna
Because clarify this for me, guys.
I'm trying to.
They just want them to resurrect the dead to show as a proof of power, or is it to actually exterminate human beings?
No, to like say, hey, humans, wake up. We're here. We're aliens.
And
we
then
raised the dead to kill you.
One, and then to kill one to prove even further how powerful they are.
Yeah, by turning them into skeletons.
I think the plan. Yeah, building off of what Cody described. I thought that also that the point of raising the dead was to also create like a sense of like panic or chaos on Earth so that humans will stop being so ignorant and be like, look at these things that these aliens created.
That's
like,
what I think.
They must be ultra powerful. We must listen to them now. And they only made 3.
Not only that, but here's the crazy thing about it. So they raised the dead, but like they also saw like the UFOs flying in the air, and they're just ignoring them like it's no big deal.
There's like one car of people who point, and that's like the only people who apparently saw them.
Well, no,
they were terrified.
What was the deal with them shooting it out of the air? The whole army was trying to shoot it out of the air, and they were just like, UFOs
dude, you can't
don't
penetrate
exist.
those. You can't penetrate those shields. Number
yeah,
one,
you can't penetrate that.
No, no. They fly over L.A. and it's all in the papers.
Right.
So it did get out. That's the thing. But the government's still denying it for some reason. That makes it to where the aliens still the aliens won't give up until our government goddamn recognizes it.
Just like real life.
Just like real life.
Those aliens like the universe they live in. They don't want us
blowing
at some point
it up.
in an unknown future happening upon something that will destroy everything.
Yeah, this is a true story.
This is the weird thing about their plan, right? So they just like randomly. It's like they randomly came down to Earth and was like, all right, now it's time we need to stop this shit. But there's been no factual evidence that says scientists are even remotely close to discovering whatever solar.
They know, they know better than us. But they know that we're going to stumble upon it because we've stumbled upon the atom bomb. So they know that this solar night.
Yeah, we've
is
progressed.
The next thing.
I think that was the message.
That was the message. It's just like
we saw what you did with atoms. Like now, when you find this, God knows what you're going to do with this.
Yeah,
like,
Solar Night is not a fucking joke, Kyle. You need to be serious when you're talking about this.
I'll blow up some Solar Night right now.
So this is the sad thing that I want to talk about too. Bela Lugosi's last film.
Yeah,
is it sad?
Yeah,
but you know what? Like, I don't think he was. I don't think he was doing much.
And this is kind of sad. This is like how these old timers went out. Him, Vincent Price, and the others. Mm-hmm. They went out in these like really shitty. Well, I don't know.
Nothing cool happened. Yeah. It was just like
I think that's I think that happens even today.
Yeah, but like that. Apparently, that house that Bela Lugosi walks out of was like his real fucking house.
Yeah, it felt like it looked like a house that an old person.
That dude had unfortunately like
it had a yard that.
I don't want to disrespect the man. I don't know what happened in his life. I'm not like huge fan, but like it looked like a double wide, bro. It was like it wasn't that big. It's kind of sad. He's like crying because he lost all of his money.
He probably didn't have a lot of money.
That's what I'm saying.
Even from playing Dracula. I mean,
you don't think? Oh yeah, I guess.
I mean, if you think about it,
know.
like Bela Lugosi, I don't think we can equate him to being what we know as like an A-lister. He wasn't a Rock Hudson. Like I don't think he was. Do you think?
For his time, I think.
Or did he just play one iconic role?
That's it. He played one iconic role, but he also had rivals. He had like Boris Karloff, who was also doing shit like.
You also have to keep in mind, like in like the 30s and 40s, like those kind of films were the films. That was it. It was.
Yeah, but I'm wondering if
that's what everybody saw. So he would technically, of his time, he would be the.
But also,
superstar.
do you think they got? I wonder what they got paid. Like, I wonder what actors.
I don't know.
Well, with only $60,000 budget, can't be much.
Well, this definitely.
Well, this, but
yeah.
Like,
Dracula
is definitely probably
Dracula would have been
Here's
budget.
the crazy thing that I want to say about this. Bela Lugosi, this is his last film, right? These shots of him in this movie are not meant for this movie. They were meant for something else, right? And how is he still the best actor in the movie?
He's probably one of the only actors.
He was your favorite? I'm just kidding.
No, seriously. Look at the opening scene where the voiceover poetry vomit is happening from Criswell. He gives this look when the kid's apparently done reading from the Bible or whatever. He's just standing there silent looking at it. When he's done reading the Bible to himself and closes it, he taps Bela Lugosi on the shoulder and he does this like wake up thing, like he was so focused on his dead wife's being buried. And you like get this real emotion from this scene from him, especially he emotes it perfectly. And then like when he's stumbling around haunting and stuff like that too, he's very convincing in that. And he doesn't say a single word.
I don't know.
And I feel like
I'd go that far.
Dude, the stuff with the face cover you can't count, right? Because that's a body double. That's not him. But the actual on-screen time with him, without saying anything, he outacts everybody.
I mean, I'll give him credit that he's the only one that maybe even tries to act. Everybody else sounds like they're reading off a cue card for the most part, but he doesn't have any lines, so I think the crying. I don't know. The crying part seems out of place to me. He like pours on the waterworks real quick.
It's good.
I don't know.
He's good. He can do
I
that.
don't know
You
if I would
can't
say
do
it's
that?
good. It almost seemed like somebody was screaming like Bella, cry, and then somebody said it in like Eastern European, whatever language he was in, and he just did it on cue. Like, okay, I'll just do that.
So Bela Lugosi plays the ghoul man or old man. He's the old man basically in the beginning. You see that he's burying his wife in the beginning, who's played by Vampira, which is another odd thing because it's like he's 100.
Yeah,
and she's clearly not. So how'd that work out?
Well,
anyone else?
Good for him.
Yeah, right.
But it took me a second to realize that Vampira was his dead wife for some reason. I was like, why is this vampire just emerging? Like,
it does take a while. It took me a while.
And
too.
I'm like, oh, okay, they're both coming back as vampires. All right, like because they are vampires. Like I don't know. I thought it confused me.
It's like I think he wanted you to believe they were vampires, but he couldn't use the word vampire. You know. It's like with the new Marvel movies, they can't say X-Man because mutant doesn't exist. You know, like they can't say that word,
right?
But they're kind of there.
So then, why is Inspector Casey? Is that right?
The guy Tor Johnson's character.
Yeah,
yeah.
Why is he not a vampire?
I think he's the same creature, but I mean,
nah, he's like a zombie.
I mean, I guess
he's got some sweet double arm chops.
I think
none of the vampires actually suck blood.
I think you nailed it. Yeah, because none of them technically are vampires, but I think they're just in there doing like Vampira and Bela Lugosi are just in there doing their thing in hopes to generate buzz and interest in the film. Tor Johnson is he's a ghoul, like the rest of them, because none of them are technically vampires in this movie. They just look like it.
Yeah,
which makes no goddamn sense.
The only way they kill people is just by double hammer fisting them.
They
in
double
the
hammer
shoulders.
fist, or they reach out with hands,
That kills you.
and then people
You just
are mutilated.
Yeah.
Apparently, so it's a good movie.
Worst deaths ever.
Yeah, they're so bad.
And it just cuts. Ah!
I know.
He was never seen again. You see a car. Ah!
Yeah,
it's like.
Is he dead? Yeah. He's messed up as bad as those two back there. Suppose that saucer or whatever it was had something to do with this?
Your guess is as good as mine, Larry. One thing's sure. Inspector Clay's dead. Murdered. And somebody's responsible.
You're in charge now, Lieutenant.
Yeah, guess I am. Calvin?
Yes, sir?
Get back up the car and get on the radio. Tell the coroner he's got to make another trip out here.
Well, how about the lab boys?
Well, who do you think we left back up the car? Boy Scouts?
All right, Chris, we're back, and I want you to give your favorite character and/or actor from Plan 9 from Outer Space, directed by Ed Wood, 1959. Excuse me, not done yet. 1959. 60,000. I'm just messing with you.
Let me read through all the specs really quick.
No, I was just messing with you. Go ahead, your favorite
you fucking
character.
threw me off. Yeah, no, it's gonna be most enjoyable to watch on screen would be probably Tor and Vampira. For me, like, I mean, other
Really?
than
Vampira just stands there.
I'm saying enjoyable. I'm not saying like necessarily best or
I
you
don't
know.
I didn't even.
Overall,
okay.
like
that's fine.
grandest.
That's fine.
I mean, it's his opinion.
You're allowed to have that.
Hey, no,
that
it's his
opinion.
opinion. He's wrong, but it's his opinion. Mike?
It's got to be Tor Johnson. He's actually kind of frightening.
No, he is.
He might be the only frightening thing in this film.
I agree.
You're right.
How much do you think his face hurt?
Dude, for real. I
Yeah.
tried to make that face. I couldn't make it.
It didn't move.
Oh, you got it. Kyle's got it. You guys can't see this at home, but he looks like he's
Yeah,
Oh
he's
my
looking
god,
really
we'll
good.
take a photo and put it up.
Oh, we
online.
should. That's right. You know what? Here's what we'll do too. I'm gonna put this in the show because this is gonna happen. You send us a picture, direct message us a picture of your best Thor Johnson face from Plan 9 of Outer Space. We'll pick the winner. We'll post it on our Instagram and our Twitter and our Facebook, and we'll send you a copy of Turbo Kid on Blu-ray.
Lucky.
Hey,
Nice.
you can win Turbo Kid.
That just happened.
Yep.
That just happened.
Turbo Kid's an awesome movie.
Just pulled that out of my butt. Kyle, favorite character or actor?
I don't. I guess I'm gonna have to pick Eros.
Thank you. Finally, someone's had the sense.
And you know, I'm I'm only picking him because he is like the most bizarre in terms of like character, in terms of like acting choices, and like he is like the shittiest alien. Like I would have no fear of him landing. I'd be like, nah, you're kind of a bitch. I think I could take you.
Well, that's the thing. Like that's how they feel because he's 3'11". He gets bit smacked throughout like the whole movie by Jeff.
Yeah,
right? Jeff.
Yeah,
he gets bit smacked throughout the whole movie by Jeff. And he's my favorite character because he has the best lines. They're just ridiculous.
Oh
they
yeah,
make no sense.
His stupid rant, so good.
So good.
Like, it's nice to know an alien with advanced technology resorts to calling us stupid.
Well, that's that and their advanced technology never works.
No, I know.
It malfunctions all the time.
I like the line where he's like, "Don't bother with your guns." He's like, "Well, I can test them." He's like, "Well, it is true. We will die if you shoot me." It's like he really didn't want to take that bluff.
Right.
Your weapons are useless. Really? Let's find out. Okay, I'm sorry. Guns really totally work on us.
Can I also throw the ruler in there as one of my favorites?
The ruler's great.
I loved him as like
his faces.
I know, it was amazing. His acting style, I think, was actually my favorite.
He might have been. Yeah, he might have been an actual. He's probably a theater trained.
He seems like a theater actor.
Trained,
yeah,
or perhaps
went to Juilliard.
I was thinking more like drag queen or something.
Oh, okay. That's another way you
went
could have went
another
that.
direction. That's fine.
That's another way you could have went with that.
All opinions are okay.
We welcome them here.
Anybody got any favorite quotes from the movie that they might like to say?
I think the bullet one was the one. I think that's the one that stood out in my mind.
There's a couple I like.
I laughed my ass off at that.
I like the cop who was like, but there's one sure thing. Inspector Clay is dead. Murdered. And somebody's responsible.
Oh, yeah.
That was a good one.
That's a good one.
Dude, there's lines that are so obvious and weird. His wife has one too. What is it? Oh, yeah. Now, don't you worry. The saucers are up there. The graveyard's out there, but I'll be locked safe up in there. Like, that's just a weird...
Yeah, it's such a weird... It's like she read the script verbatim. Like, she didn't attempt to, like, ad-lib on top of it.
But it's also, like, very direct to the audience of, like, this is where things are happening. You know? Like, it's weird. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, the cop, when he has to get in the grave.
You mean the line?
Yeah, no,
the
Kelton.
spook details?
Yeah, Kelton. Kelton, get down there and check it out. Well, how do I do that, sir? Can't figure out how to get in a grave. Going down there and checking it out.
I like when he gives. What is he?
Why do I get all the
the
spook details?
the new
He says.
sergeant after Tor Johnson dies. He like gives him credit, like that's why you're a beat cop. He's just like, man, I can't wait to be like
I
you.
know.
Yeah.
And he's like the worst police officer
I
ever,
know.
or the worst detective ever.
I don't know. Just some of the lines though, going back to that Kelton scene, like the one you now was funny, but like just simple stuff I thought was so bizarre. Like, I can't say anything down here. Like, how about we try some matches? Well, we can give it a shot, I guess. It's like, why wouldn't that work?
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand.
Well,
does fire not work?
Well, that's
in
the other
this
thing too. It's
graveyard?
like, how come throughout the movie too, everybody else has got flashlights out the wazoo?
Everybody in the 50s had flashlights, Cody. You never know what's going on.
Yeah.
That was like the most important first aid tool. you know?
if you left your house without the flashlight,
What were you to do?
yeah, what are you gonna do? It's like leaving your cell phone at home nowadays. Fuck. I can't even get home. I have no idea how I got here.
Okay, so I also want to talk about the graveyard. The graveyard is almost a character in itself.
Yeah.
It's made of sticks and cardboard, and a black wall.
It looks like it was shot in a black box in a drama department.
It does.
It does. It really does. Like they just put tarp down and they were like, we're good.
Well, that's the other thing too. Like, I feel like for a lot of for a while, like they were like, "Oh, we don't have a wall. What are we gonna use?" They just threw up a curtain.
Yeah.
I think that's what it was.
When the like squad car like parked in front of, I think it was the couple's the pilot's house. Mike pointed out, like, you could see like creases in the curtain, like
you can
up
see the
above
light
the car,
reflecting
like
off of it.
Like, no, that's just a wall there in front of. The other stuff that's funny is, like, you guys already brought it up though. It's just about the stuff, like seeing the microphones and like I thought the most hilarious thing in terms of set design was whatever the hell the pilots are using to fly, or just
The half circles.
It's just a cardboard cutout.
Yeah.
And they're just holding it, and there's not even like handles. They're just holding it and moving it. and the co-pilots are reading the script right out of his lap.
Well, I mean, so here's the interesting thing about that. So this is a lot of the reasons why this is considered one of the worst films ever is because all of these continuity errors are stuck in here, right? But apparently, like Ed Wood, when he shot this, he was shooting for widescreen, so none of that stuff is actually supposed to be seen, like the microphones or whatever. All that's supposed to be out, but they still showed it not in widescreen, so now you see all the shit that was there. So to his credit, like he was doing it right.
Yeah.
It's the other people that fucked it up. The people showing it, they didn't do it in the format that he needed.
Stupid Earth idiots.
Stupid Earth idiots. Again.
Stupid minds.
Which is funny though, because on the newest like DVD releases, they have it in the correct aspect ratio. So a lot of that stuff's like gone. Like even the version I watched, like I didn't see any like plumbing equipment.
Yeah, well, no,
I never saw a microphone. Yeah.
Either you gotta clean it up.
You
gotta clean it up.
Gotta clean it up in post.
You know, these us millennials, we're not gonna watch this movie if we can see a boom mic.
Yeah,
it's just not gonna happen. No, I kid.
I kid the millennials.
I kid the millennials.
I watch those movies all the time.
Yeah, you do. It's like your job.
Yeah. Your job is to watch Plan 9 from outer space all the time.
Yeah.
Every day.
What do you guys think about just like the overall direction?
Here's the thing this is, if I were to sum up what I think Ed Wood is about, I think he is very passionate about certain aspects of film. I believe that he was a big fan of Bela Lugosi. I believe that he's a big fan of like that dark kind of like vampire movies,
Gothic.
like maybe the Universal Monster kind of stuff.
Gothic era.
Yeah, I think he was a big fan of it, but also his direction is so deliberate. Like it's so in your face. Like you can see he's trying. Like let's put Dracula in there. Like you can just tell. It's just self-deliberate. It's just he's trying to cash in, and you know he's trying to cash in. But I guess that's kind of the appeal of all of this.
No, I think yeah. But I mean, to his credit, I think he also put Bela Lugosi in also because they were legitimate friends. And I think he wanted to honor his friend.
Yeah.
Right, but he didn't have to have him play, or he didn't have to have his Shemp play Dracula.
Yeah,
he didn't have to do that.
At least he was concerned with the continuity in some regard.
No, he was definitely trying to connect the story.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I mean, even to your point, like we just brought up, like the continuity error is technically not even supposed to be in there because he shot it correctly. The stage was designed correctly to hide all the fucked up shit. And furthermore, it's like, why do you have this character Bela Lugosi wearing a cape in a field, and then he's nowhere else in the rest of the film except for this one scene? It would feel even more out of place. It would just feel like, why is that here? You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean,
so the Shemp makes sense because he's trying to at least make a complete film.
Okay,
I think.
what I'm trying to say is he didn't have to have Bela Lugosi even play a Dracula character. He could have played any other thing, but he wanted him to play Dracula because he's wink nodding to the audience like it's kind of like Dracula.
But what Bela Lugosi is playing
is a ghoul.
Is something that's not even connected to this film. It was another film idea they had. And he just was filming him as Dracula, and then he found a way to I can use this footage, put Bela Lugosi's name on it, and then use a Shemp to try to tie it all together. Yeah. So the fact that he's Dracula is just happenstance because that's whatever the hell they were working on before he died.
I wonder if it was like a parody or something. I don't know.
All right, guys, so we're gonna rate this Tor Johnson faces.
Perfect.
Right? His scary mouth face that I just
mouth
like
his mouth face.
His mouth face. It's
like
the way to. That's what you look at.
Constipated. He kind of looks constipated.
Yeah. All right, let's start with Chris. Chris, how many Tor Johnson faces?
Well, for production, I'm gonna give it.
We don't do individual.
Yeah.
Hey, this is my fucking rating.
You better have an overall at the end of this.
Yeah.
I will.
Don't let us down.
I am going to have an overall, but I'm gonna build it up.
Okay.
Can I have a second?
I'm sorry that I interrupted. Go ahead. It's your show.
I'm gonna give it a 1 for production because we all know that the production is pretty terrible on the film. But I'm gonna give it another 1.5 for ambition, 2.5 Tor Johnson faces. I think Ed Wood, maybe if he was given some more money, he could have done something really awesome. But I think he was a little too eccentric and maybe a bit of a control freak to some degree. I don't know that for sure, but like he did seem like he really wanted to accomplish what he was doing, and I got to respect that. So 2.5 I probably won't watch this for a long time.
Can I ask you a question real quick? Do you feel like this film is overrated?
Yes.
Okay. I just wanted to know.
I just want to say Chris really built up that rating.
He did. He did. He only went 2 stars.
He gave 2 statements that brought him to his rating. I was on the edge of my seat the whole time.
Next up, how many Tor Johnson faces is Kyle gonna give it?
I'm probably also going to give it 2.5. I know it's a bad movie. I know it's written poorly. I know that direction, stage design, all that shit is bad. I do think it has at least achieved. It's so bad it's palatable. I'm not going to say it's good, but it's watchable. I will watch this movie again. I think what I'm going to do is, I feel like this will be a movie that if somebody's never heard it before, I'm going to sell it to them as one of the best sci-fi films ever made, and then just watch them watch the movie. That's what I feel like this movie's great for, is to just make people sit through it.
What are you, like the leprechaun playing tricks on people?
Goddamn right. I'm gonna have some fun with this. But yeah, I'm gonna give 2.5. I mean, I to Chris's point, I applaud and appreciate his effort and what he was attempting to do, but he did not achieve.
Michael Saluccio?
All right, I'm gonna give this film a 4. Okay, and listen to my reasoning.
Oh my God, that laugh is crazy. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Chris. You need to hold on real quick. I'm sorry, Michael. 1 second, Chris. You need to knock this off. You need to knock this off. Go ahead, Michael. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm gonna give this a 4. Look, this film is an anomaly. Okay. Yes, there are worse films in the world, but for some reason, there's a combination of bad and passion, maybe? Like endearingness? I don't know what word to use, but there's something that combines in all of this horribleness that makes this just a dream to watch. This is something you get together with your friends and you watch it. This is the type of film where you memorize these horrible lines. And you say them to your friends. It has a very Rocky Horror Picture-esque feel to it in the sense that you can really, what's the word? Like make a game around it almost to watch this kind of film. My mom showed me this film when I was really, really, like the first time I ever saw it. My mom and my uncle used to turn this film off on mute and put their own bad dialogue because they were so, they tried to beat it almost. Like it became a thing. I think that's why people love this film, and I can understand it. And I would watch this film again. I've seen it 3 times. I'll probably watch it again at some point in time. So yeah, I'm gonna give this 4. Let's do it.
That is 4 from Mike. I'll go next.
Well, you're the last.
That's me.
No, he's gonna pick it.
Yeah,
you got it.
No, so I'm gonna go 3.5.
Okay,
I'm up there pretty high too. Here's why. This is the grandfather of It's So Bad It's Good, right? This is the first one I feel like to kind of gain that title. After that, I think comes The King and Troll 2. But yeah, this is the grandfather of it, and I kind of agree with you too that it's a fun thing that people can go along with. It's a little slow times, but it's an older film, so I kind of expect that. Pacing at the time just is not. We're not used to. I'm not used to that slower pacing, but that was film.
You need to watch it with a group, I think. It's not something you're going to watch by yourself and be like, yeah.
We watched it together, and I was getting tired.
I feel like you were already tired, but you left the room, and then it ceased to get fun to me.
But here's the thing that I will say that why I'm giving it a little bit of a higher rating, too. Ed Wood made art out of making a bad film, if that makes sense. I think he accidentally stumbles upon things that he wasn't necessarily intending to stumble upon as an artistic expression, but it's obviously an artistic expression of him. And it may be jumbled and put together, but I think that you're getting the man in his movies, even though they're not all there. And I think that's I think he's not all there. So I don't know. It's weird. I think you stumble, especially with the writing and how flowery it is. And you can actually see I'm an artist.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's just not a good one, but it's some weird way, watching a not good artist is artistic. Oh.
You know what it is?
Is that weird?
No, I don't. I want to actually agree with you, and I want to see if we're on the same page here. You know how modern day people try to make a cult film, but it's so deliberate. You can tell they're trying to make bad dialogue and they're trying to do all.
Yeah,
this.
Hobo is shotgun.
Yeah. Okay. I don't feel that Ed Wood was doing. I really do feel like this was all stuff that he really did think was going to be great shit.
Oh no, I agree.
Yeah,
100%.
I don't think he was trying to make it bad.
Nope.
And you see so much of that, especially nowadays, even in like indie horror films and stuff like that. People trying to make it bad or trying to capture that magic, and he did it like without even thinking about it.
No.
Yeah.
All right, guys, that's it. That's our show for this week. So make sure you follow us on social media. You can follow us on Instagram at cultfilm_review. You can follow us on Twitter at cultfilm_review. You can also follow us on Facebook. You can follow Kyle at.
You can follow me, cultfilm_Kyle on Instagram.
You can follow Chris at.
Cultfilm_Chris on Instagram.
You can follow Mike
at Mike Salucio on Twitter.
And you can follow me at VHS Collect on Instagram. And you know what? If you're going to join a cult, just make sure they watch good movies. See you next week, guys.